Oh,
Oh no.
what kind of deal's gonna be stricken here? I was waiting for that. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Spartan,
And I'm Pudgy.
and we're back with more House of the Dragon, episode 2, and we're excited to be back. We had a really good response to the first episode, so welcome to everyone who's new to the channel. It's awesome to have you with us. Yes, we're taking this unique perspective from people who have never watched Game of Thrones, and some people were a bit cynical or doubtful about this. I can assure you, we have never seen any trailers. All I know from Game of Thrones is two actors: that the Mountain, because I know him from World's Strongest Man, and Jason Momoa from Aquaman. I know that these actors are in it.
I know Emily Clark's in it.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But the point is, we literally completely, until this point, have just remained uninterested in Game of Thrones. We haven't talked to people who watch it. So somehow, it might be hard to believe, but we've managed to evade all of Game of Thrones in the last decade or so. So we are coming into this really fresh. Now, a lot of you were really excited to say that our perspective was unique and that maybe we'll watch this and continue on to Game of Thrones. And there is a good chance we will do that if the response is there and if you guys are enjoying it, then we're open to trying that out as well. But for the moment, we're excited to watch House of the Dragon. For any of you who were concerned, we have now gotten a couple of moderators who we've been in contact with, and they will be helping us out with the comments. So hopefully most spoilers will be avoided to give us the most genuine reaction possible to the show. So thanks for everyone who pointed that out. We got that under control now, so it should be good. So last episode was our first taste, I guess, of the Game of Thrones kind of world. We both enjoyed it. You had a good time.
Yeah, I was actually surprised at how fast I got into it. I mentioned last episode that this isn't particularly my genre that I would go to. Like, I don't mind watching it and I can enjoy it, like, with you and stuff. But yeah, it actually surprised me how soon into the show that I actually felt excited to watch the next episode.
Yeah. Now, based on the comments on the last episode, I think one thing I'm going to struggle with this show, like I did with The Boys, is that I love to see the goodness and assume the best in our characters. I love to follow the journey of someone who's playing that heroic role. And it sounds like this is going to be one that's going to emotionally torment me because it's just going to really make very morally ambiguous sort of scenarios and questions, and it's going to be challenging. So that's going to be probably my weak point in being able to pick up people's traits. We had that bit of debate where the main advisor, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, King Viserys' right-hand man, essentially.
Yeah, where I was absolutely convinced there's no way he could be bad. You saw things that say he might be a bit, deceitful.
Corrupt, yeah.
And we don't know yet, but the comments were sort of having a laugh saying, like, you just don't assume anyone in this law is just good, full stop. So that's going to be an adjustment for me, but it'll be fun. But it will be something you'll notice as we go on.
So last episode, summing it all up, essentially Prince Daemon got banished by his own brother.
Took his dragon and boom.
The baby that was meant to be the new heir got killed.
Yeah, along with the wife.
Along with the wife and mother to Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra got crowned queen, which
Well,
she didn't want.
the next heir. I don't know if she's officially queen now, but she's going to be the next heir.
Yeah.
He was sort of setting up that after his rule's over, that everyone pledges their loyalty. But then we could see that, her being the first female heir,
people
pledging their loyalty wasn't genuine. There was a lot of umming and ahhing. So I assume that's going to play out in the political aspect of the show.
But she didn't want to become the new heir. She was happy with her life as it was and just wanting to travel around with the dragons and things like that. So
yeah, so I understood. I thought she did want to become the heir, which is why I was so confused about her reaction towards the end of the last episode. But then, upon further reflection, it was that she wanted to be a warrior and free and stuff like that. She wanted to have a lot of the freedoms that a lot of the males have, but not so much being king, which I didn't. Yeah, now it makes more sense.
The one thing that I love from last episode was, I guess in hindsight, we'd only be able to see it in hindsight, but the foreshadowing of when the baby was being born and Prince Daemon won his battle. I don't know what it's called with the horses. And he won his battle and he's got his arms up celebrating the baby's born. But then that other knight came from behind and hit him and he went down. It was kind of like Daemon was going to be the new heir and he was happy about that. He was celebrating that, but he gets knocked down and Rhaenyra becomes the new heir. So I really liked that side by side foreshadowing. Yeah, for sure. That was done so beautifully, and yeah, for sure it was.
Interesting. I don't know. I kind of see it, but it's not as obvious as other foreshadowing. Like,
no, and I think that's what made it great. It wasn't so obvious that it was kind of like an on your nose, you know.
I thought that scene towards the end where the king pulled up his brother was pretty cool, and the throne, what's it called again? The Iron Throne. That is pretty cool. Apparently, they're all swords from their enemies when they took over that kingdom. I read that in one of the comments, and they're all the swords of their enemies that are sort of like surrounding the throne. Pretty cool. But I am anticipating that at some point in this journey, the king is probably gonna
die.
Yeah, because to give way for his daughter to take up the story, especially because she's narrating it. I feel like they sort of want to put her more central.
Well, we're assuming that she's narrating it. We don't know for sure.
She did, because at the beginning she said, I'm pretty sure she referred to herself as my, yeah.
Yeah. But who knows? It could be like way in the future and she had a daughter or something and then talking about that father. You just don't know.
I don't think it's meant to be that complicated, but whatever. All right, guys.
I think you're right about the king dying because he has that thing on his back, remember? And it kind of looks like it's growing or spreading. So
almost like a bad omen or something. There's a lot of prophecy in this, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's like something bad's going to befall you. Like he was dreaming about his son and being a king and his wife. There's a lot of fate involved in this.
I don't know if you picked up on this, but last episode when he said I had a vision or a dream that our son was going to be born with Aegon, I think his name was, crown, and he was going to come out of the womb like that. That was the king with the prophecy that he went out into the winter and he saw that darkness. So that was King Aegon, or let me know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Ugh.
Oh, it's eating the flesh.
Oh, is that an open wound?
Yeah. What the hell? Damn, straight into it. No mercy.
I am not prepared to start a war with the free cities.
These pirates are not the free cities.
Who do you think provides them with their ships and tender?
In all of its history, my lord, the Seven Kingdoms have never entered open war with the free cities.
So the Seven Kingdoms.
What reason does the crab feeder have to fear us?
Crab feeder. Oh, that's related to...
I'll caution you, Lord Corlys. A seat at the king's table does not make you his equal.
Stamp of authority.
Ships and men are at the ready. The stepstones will be settled in time.
You have dragon riders, father.
She one of them.
Send us.
Interesting.
It would be a show of force.
At least the princess has a plan.
Ooh, sign of respect, hey?
Why don't you take the princess to see about the new King's Guard posting, Lord Commander?
A fine idea, Your Grace.
She's not happy.
Why is that right-hand man getting involved?
Yeah, I wonder what his plan is. I'm a bit more sus about him now. So it seems so far there's 7 kingdoms and then there's 3 cities. And apparently the 7 kingdoms never intervene or try and take control of the 3 cities. So I'm just getting a bit of a geographic idea on what this world looks like. So this is one of the 7 kingdoms, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Targaryen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if they all control dragons. Or if only certain kingdoms do.
I could be wrong, but I feel like the Targaryens are the ones that control the dragons.
Okay.
From what I've understood, but I could be wrong.
From what I saw too. But I don't know if that's just within this kingdom. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice.
You might thank him for his loyal service, Princess.
We thank you for your loyal service to the crown, sir.
So orchestrated.
Well, she kind of doesn't really know how to go about all this yet. Is she jealous?
Yeah, she's definitely judging hard.
Sir Aemon was knighted at 8 and 10.
Do any of these knights have combat experience? Beyond capturing poachers?
Good point.
I know.
Sir Criston Cole.
Ah, our man.
Oh, it's our boy. I was Thinking he'd rock up here.
You saw combat in the Stormlands.
Dornish marches, Princess. I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursions.
She seems intrigued by him.
He's the one that fought Daemon, yeah?
Yeah.
There's no doubt Sir Criston is a fine warrior, but houses such as Crickle and Mallister are important allies of the crown.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat, should he not?
Oh, damn.
Oh, the attitude.
She's reversed it.
So Kristen's investiture then.
Imagine this 50-year-old guy having to listen to this 9-year-old girl, however old. They want to belt her.
I know. He's not happy about it.
It's so demoralizing.
His face seems so dead and just like doesn't want to take orders from her.
Yeah, well, imagine you spend your whole life serving the crown, and then you've got this little girl telling you how to run it.
I know.
You'd be fuming.
Well, I did mention it last episode. I feel like, especially now, if he's going to be protecting her, Kristen's probably going to have a thing with Rhaenyra. Who knows?
Maybe. She's a bit young to have a thing, I think. But who knows?
Well, when Rhaenyra's friend is going for her father, then I think age goes out the window.
Her friend looked a bit older, though. But, yeah.
It is truly wondrous what you've built.
I only pore over the histories and provide the plans. The stonemasons build the structures.
Interesting. They're spending time together.
The glory of old Valyria will never be seen again. 7 hills.
Looks like she's still acting on her father's accord. But it's so weird, man.
But these days, she doesn't say more than a few words to me. I think she might find it difficult to discuss personal matters.
Well, considering.
I wish she would approach me.
What if you went to her?
There are times when I would rather face the Black Dread himself than mine own daughter of 15.
So she's 15 at this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You do have such an easy way about you, Your Grace.
Oh, flattery.
You do not mention our talks to Rhaenyra, do you?
Oh, that's awkward.
No, Your Grace.
It's like she knows where this is heading. Like she looks uncomfortable.
And so does he. Like, he knows where it's heading.
It's only been half a year since my mother died.
Half a year, that's the first episode. So it's been 6 months since all those events.
Cannot worry at the matters of lords and kings, Rhaenyra. What if your father were to remarry?
With her.
He chose you for his heir.
He didn't choose me, he spurned Daemon.
So she must feel a bit neglected.
He's probably so busy being a king, you know, he forgets to be a father.
And he was too busy to think about her. He wanted a son.
I find this is a way to be with my mother. I feel close to her. I know it sounds foolish,
I don't think it's foolish.
because I thought you might try.
Stitched up. She'd feel really alone too, because her dad's so busy, her mum would have been the one person she could, like, communicate with.
Yeah, and rely on.
She has no siblings, not many people.
That's why I feel like it's going to be hard if her friend does have some kind of relationship or marry her father. That's going to be another...
Like a betrayal.
Yeah.
I feel like she's finally mourning her feelings, because she didn't really express it as much last episode.
I want him to see me as more than his little girl. Mine own father does not know the language of girls either. When I wish to talk with him, I know that I must make the effort.
She's a little wise one, isn't she? Oh, you could see, like, her fingers still raw.
Yeah. Ugh.
As king, it is my obligation to avoid war until such time it is unavoidable.
None among us desire open war. Might I speak plainly, Your Grace?
Oh, here we go.
Go for it.
The Queen has passed. A girl has been named heir to the Iron Throne, the first in its history. The king's brother, so disinherited, has claimed the Targaryen seat on Dragonstone without challenge.
Yeah, good points.
And a blind incursion in the Stepstones is the only way to demonstrate that we are not?
To elude a storm, you can either sail into it or around it. But you must never await its coming.
Fair enough. Interesting.
Wed our daughter Laena. Unite the two great surviving Valyrian houses. With the Targaryen dragons and the Valyrian fleet bound in blood, you can show the realm that the crown's strongest days are ahead.
Shit. New marriage.
I must admit, I haven't given marriage much thought.
Yeah, why would you?
To strengthen your line and produce more heirs. You could not ask for a stronger match than Laena.
Damn.
But yeah, interesting. I thought a bit soon to talk about marriage with him.
Yeah, and he seems quite sensitive as well. Like, he had genuine love for his wife.
Yeah. He's not a tyrannical king. He doesn't come across that way.
Yeah.
The way I'm used to seeing kings in these kind of shows.
What a feast.
Combo's dead though.
We haven't spoken much.
Didn't realise.
So Harold provided a fine field of tawny knights.
Oh?
I discovered that Sir Kristen was the only man among them with true battle experience.
You'll make a fine knight of the King's Guard.
At least he's encouraging her. Ew. Oh, that's his cut from the Iron Throne. It's gone all black.
So yeah, it's a lot of bad voodoo's happening to him. Like, you might just say, before you're laughing at me saying disease, but it's like they're surely sowing signs that these negative things are happening to him and, you know, sort of heading towards his death.
Yeah.
The maggots will remove the dead flesh and hopefully stop the advance of the rot.
Ugh.
Oh, disgusting. So it's a rot of sorts.
He proposed a marriage.
To whom?
Oh.
Your Grace?
The Lady Lena.
Conflict of interest here.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Corlys has overreached, Your Grace.
What is your advice, dear Otto?
I don't think you want it.
And uniting the two great Valyrian houses would certainly signal unity throughout the realm.
So he's for it?
The Grand Maester's reasoning is sound.
I do fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace? Her mother has passed. Her father must propagate the royal line.
Damn, he's cutthroat.
And to be compelled to replace her for duty's sake. You are the king, but I do not envy you.
Okay, you're trying to be a bit sincere, but...
Is he? I thought there's a plan there.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I think that, like,
Maybe making him vulnerable and maybe more receptive to his daughter as well.
Yeah.
Because if he's shown a bit of affection and love in that vulnerable state, he's going to be like, I'm the king, I'm going to pick what I want rather than, you know, be obligated to this duty.
Yeah, I think so too. But I guess to the king, he might seem a bit sincere. Look how young she
wow.
is.
She's way too young, dude. Yuck.
No way.
Do you know where Vhagar is now?
The Dragon Keepers believe she made home somewhere on the coast of the Narrow Sea. I imagine even dragons get lonely.
So Vhagar's a dragon?
Yeah.
It would be a great honour to join our houses, as they were in Old Valyria. I would give you many children of pure Valyrian blood, so that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
She's like
Is that what your father told you to say?
Yeah. You can tell that her parents trained her for that.
Yeah.
What did your mother tell you?
That I wouldn't have to bed you until I turned 14.
Damn, dude.
Poor girl.
I don't know, he seems pretty sincere as a king so far, like...
Yeah.
It bothers you, does it not?
Of course it would.
It is his duty to take a new wife and strengthen his line.
I did not ask for less than in politics.
Lena is your daughter, Princess. Does it bother you?
Of course it does.
Fair enough, square her up, I like it.
But I understand the order of things. I'm not sure you do.
Damn.
If you mean to elicit some anger from me, you should know that you are failing, Princess.
She holds her own, I like it.
She's mature.
His new wife will produce new heirs, and chances are better than not that one of those will be male. And when that boy comes of age and your father has passed, the men of the realm will expect him to be heir, not you.
But that's what she wants, isn't it?
She seems snarky about it.
When I am queen, I will create a new order.
The confidence.
But the men of the realm already had their opportunity to appoint a ruling queen at the Great Council.
Oh.
They denied you, Princess Rhaenys. The queen who never was.
What a shit title.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne. And your father is no fool.
I mean, I feel like there's wisdom in what she's saying too, because she's had to come to terms with a lot of the realities, whilst obviously Rhaenyra is still naive. Rhaenyra is still naive. So I don't feel like it was all just ill intent. I feel like...
Like a bit of a square up on the reality.
Yeah, she's almost seeing herself in that girl and just like, this is what you guys come to terms with, you know, I don't know. She definitely looks like she's a bit sort of agitated by the whole thing, but it's almost like a flashback of what she went through.
Yeah.
So it didn't look like, she's just obviously spiteful towards the way of their lands and the fact that she could have the opportunity.
But I think also spiteful and a bit snarky because there is this like small slither of chance that Rhaenyra will rule.
Yeah. And then it's like a stab in the back because she didn't get that opportunity. Yep.
Seems the realm wants for a new queen.
A good and kind queen will give comfort to your subjects. Does the small council have a particular lady in mind?
Not you.
Yeah.
Arian has offered the hand of his daughter, the Lady Lena.
She looks uncomfortable.
I must admit, I don't know Lena very well.
But he knows her well.
And that she will enjoy your company, as I have, Your Grace.
Oh, she's nervous. Don't.
I brought you something.
What?
Condom. I was going to say, did she fix the thing that he dropped? That's what I was thinking.
A very kind gesture, Alicent. Very kind.
I was going to say, how has Rhaenyra not, like, seen them meet up?
Your Grace, I've called the small council to an emergency session.
Why?
I think it best you hear it directly.
What's it going to be now?
That's a bit awkward.
Yeah, I know.
Laudicchio e lot upidas.
Scorquidoso zedriso dromon tome.
Dragon's egg was stolen.
Daridoros daimon sicius.
Oh, shit.
To announce that he is to take a second wife in the tradition of old Valyria. Her Grace is with child, and is to have a dragon's egg placed in the babe's cradle, in the custom of House Targaryen.
Damn.
Who is Lady Missaria?
We believe
Daemon's Hall.
My brother wishes to provoke me. To answer is to give him what he wants.
The realm is watching, Your Grace.
Perhaps I could put his head on a spike.
Scorio dromon daemon leitas.
Dromon hidrotso iles daridoros. Daridoro belo matsumbi.
Yeah.
Damn, that's going to rub him the wrong way.
My apologies, Your Grace, but I cannot allow it. It's too dangerous. Daemon is without limit. Let me go to Dragonstone.
Oh.
Oh, no.
What kind of deal's going to be stricken here?
Or death.
Daemon won't die. If anyone dies, it's going to be this guy. That question just was one too far. That's when he snapped.
Yeah.
You're the most comely girl at court. Why do you destroy yourself?
Which is a dad like you, bro.
Yeah.
Will you see the king tonight?
If you wish it.
It's weird. She despises her father, but she does enjoy King Viserys' company. So
Yeah.
it seems, anyway.
She seems lonely as well. Damn, is this Daemon's like area? I mean, it suits him. It's all dark. Damn. He's got the egg right there too. Huh.
Ballsy.
King
Where is the king? I don't see him.
His Grace would never lower himself to entertain such a mummy.
He's not impressed.
Ah, yes, apologies. I couldn't recall.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
I was waiting for that.
Simply keeping with the traditions of my house, the same as my brother did for his heir.
Those traditions are for the true-born children of royalty, not for bastards fathered on a common whore.
Lady Missaria is to be my wife.
Does she just realize that she's being used and it's not like true love? Her little like glance.
She's upset. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You've come for the egg. Here it is.
If only it was that easy.
Choose violence here is to declare war against your king.
Wonderful.
Even if it ends in the death of your unborn child and its mother.
Damn.
No way. The dragon.
Oh, shit. They've got no chance. there a second one?
Oh, Rhaenyra!
What a badass. Well, that was unexpected, but that's came in clutch. Oh, Rhaenyra, not bad. Didn't expect that.
This interaction will be interesting.
This little short ass just walks in.
Kepanucha inaza dritoro, dariraro sobrostas, kesu uglesa, luon zombas.
The attitude.
Apraziriziriema.
Dreptan li dawor. Ipots outrezomi mazem bilo vule, konir nuhruho sutjailan.
Sikilat.
Razilari tubi.
So she's not pregnant.
Okay. So I think, yeah, you're right. I think she realizes she's being used.
I'm right here, Uncle. If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to kill me.
Tempting.
Interesting. I don't feel like he hates her right now.
I don't think so either. Was on Rhaenyra.
Interesting. She's proud of herself.
Yeah, I would be. All these men couldn't do anything.
I wonder if he ever really wanted the egg, or if it was just like a demonstration for something coming.
Like the opportunity to kill him or something.
Or just to deter their attention to somewhere else, who knows.
How's she gonna take it now? She's not happy.
You announced that we were to be wed?
Oh, I should even know.
You swore to protect me, Demon. I have been sold as property more times than I care to count. You are Targaryen. You can afford to play your stupid games with the king, but I cannot. I came to you to be liberated.
Liberated? From what?
Fear.
Yeah. Interesting.
He's not too concerned with like other people's feelings and their position, just whatever's on his agenda and what suits him.
I don't know if it's that simple. I think he seemed somewhat intrigued there. Things that he hadn't considered that he's unaware of.
Now, but before that, to even care for someone else's position, you have to take an interest in it. He didn't before that. It was like, let's just play by game and...
Yeah. Well, his responsibility, he's one of the few heirs to the king. So he's got a much bigger thing to deal with. He's not worried about one girl's problems, you know? He's focused. And he does seem genuinely that he believes he's a better king and that the kingdom is vulnerable and weak. Yes, it's about power, but it's just about being a tyrannical ruler.
Yeah.
I think he genuinely does believe that he has a better leadership to offer and that his brother is potentially vulnerable or naive. He doesn't seem just black and white kind of, I want to be a powerful guy, that's it, you know?
Yeah, I say that too.
Who is he to act to me?
No one, Your Grace. If you truly want my unencumbered opinion...
I do.
You should wed Lena Velaryon, Your Grace.
Damn.
I don't think he will, though.
The princess has returned from Dragonstone.
Dragonstone?
Oh, he's going to crack it?
Well, I mean, he's got the egg back, and she was the one that did it.
And you acted without the crown's leave. You are my only heir. You could have been killed.
But she wasn't.
But there is that chance, and she naively didn't
Agreed.
take that into consideration.
And retrieve the egg without bloodshed. A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
He definitely couldn't.
I sometimes forget how alike you both were.
Oh, with their mother.
Your mother's absence is a wound that will never heal. The Red Keeper's lost a warmth, and I dare say it will never recover.
It pleases me to hear you say this.
Yeah, but you're not going to be happy for long.
I wish I had known better what to say to you in the aftermath. I struggled to realize that my daughter had so quickly become a woman grown.
It's a nice interaction, finally, between them.
Yeah, 6 months late.
But you are my only heir, and our line is vulnerable. Too easily ended. And by marrying again, I may begin to ensure that we are better defended.
Against whom?
Whomever may dare to challenge us.
There's going to be plenty of people.
I do not wish to make us estranged.
You are the king. And so your first duty is to the realm. Mother would have understood this, just as I do.
She's very level-headed despite her emotion.
Yeah. Tough situation.
Mm.
Tough position they're both in, and then they both look like they're burdened by their responsibility, you know?
Is he going to accept or deny?
Yeah.
It's going to deny, for sure.
Yeah, accepting feels like too easy.
Mm.
Or if
Here
he
we
accepts, something will go wrong. I reckon.
Here we go. Oh, she's there.
Oh, she's too.
Oh, no.
To take a new wife.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
It's not going to be a daughter.
I intend to marry.
Yeah.
The Lady Alicent Hightower.
Does she know?
I don't think she did.
This is an absurdity. My house is Valerian, the greatest power in the realm.
And I am your king.
So pipe down.
Oh. Look at those eyes. He had the plan.
They're so devilish.
So she's ripping her nails. She looks devastated.
Yeah, Rhaenyra didn't know that Alicent was in the running, I guess.
She feels betrayed, I guess. Damn. That didn't go well. She was ready, but not for that.
Mm.
House Valarian's origins reach back to old Valyria, more ancient even than House Targaryen.
Has he gone back to the brother?
But unlike the Targaryens, we were no dragon lords. For centuries, my house had to scratch out an existence from the sea with grit and luck.
Okay, so Valarian and Targaryen, I gotta remember that.
Unlike every other lord of the realm, I can say that I built my house's high seat with the strength of mine own back. I've always thought of you and I as having been made from the same cloth.
Yep. And he'll marry the daughter and then have an heir, probably.
I wasn't aware you had a king for a brother.
We're both men who have had to cut our own way through the world. You've heard of the troubles in the Stepstones.
Dude, what's happening here? What is this?
The Crab Feeder is backed by powerful entities within the Free Cities who wish to see Westeros weakened.
Crab Feeder, who is he?
King's failures have allowed him to accumulate strength. I will not have Driftmark beggared while our king idles himself with feasts and balls and tourneys.
I will speak of my brother as I wish. You will not.
I like that.
Our worth is not given. It must be made.
Trying to fuel his ambition.
Mm.
Interesting that he still defended his brother, though. Oh, yuck, dude.
Who is that?
The Crab Feeder.
I know, but like...
We don't know yet. Maybe that's one of those things that would make more sense if we knew Game of Thrones. Maybe not, who knows. But he seems like he's a bit more on that mystical, magical side of the world now. Some guy who's, you know, I don't know. But they're nailing people to, like, crosses and then just feeding them. That was weird.
Yeah, it was kind of like a form of torture in a way. Yeah. What an interesting episode.
Yeah, it was slower than the first. And there's a lot more story building here and politics and establishing, I guess, families and a bit more law. So I feel like maybe by episode 3 or 4, something big's going to happen. This one was a lot more about establishing that story base. But interesting. Definitely a lot for, I think, me personally to keep up with.
Yeah.
To try to learn names. So now there's Targaryens and Valyrians or something.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so those are the two. So Valyrians are still like a strong blood race, but they don't control the dragons like the Targaryens do.
Targaryens control the dragons, yeah.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So yeah, we'll learn more as we go, but I'm getting an idea about that and the, you know, geography in the beginning, and yeah, we're going to see now what they're going to do with this marriage decision. It's going to create more division in the kingdom, I think.
Yeah, well, and Rhaenyra did not seem happy about it. Like, she tried, you know, holding that brave face, but in the end, you know, it was a bit of a shock, and is her best friend.
Yeah, it's probably a betrayal, you know, to replace, cause her best friend was helping her deal with grief for her mother, then take the place of her mother. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious, but I didn't think of it like that. It is taking the place of her mother.
And I feel like King Viserys, I feel like he is a bit naive. Like, everyone is out to get the kingdom, and he is making decisions not really based on what makes him look the strongest. And in those times, I imagine you need to make those hard decisions to ward off enemies and to have the appearance that you are complete control. And so I feel like it's inevitable that he's going to be overtaken because he's leaving himself more and more vulnerable. He's losing allies, the strong allies that he needs most, you know. And creating opportunities for people to, you know, go to his brother, stuff like that.
Yeah, because he is more of an emotional ruler.
You can imagine in those times, a ruler had to be one that was so tough that everyone just admires and no one would dare, you know, want to take over. They're like, like, you are, like, I'm not to cross you. Whereas everyone feels like he's more of just a mate, you know. Most people talk to him like an equal. So he does look a bit vulnerable.
Equal, but sometimes, you know what? I don't know. Yes, there are people that talk to him as an equal, but there are people like that right-hand man, Otto, who knows he can kind of manipulate the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas if it was someone who was like maybe a little bit less trusting in people and their opinions and things like that, Otto probably wouldn't be able to manipulate them. The interaction between Rhaenyra and her uncle Daemon was quite interesting. Like, even last episode, there's like a respect for her on Daemon's behalf. And I find that relationship intriguing.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to develop.
Yeah.
As she matures and as he's becoming his own person. And I got a bit of a different perspective on Daemon this episode. I didn't feel like he was your generic jealous brother, wants more power. There's more depth to him. He's calculated. He isn't just about jealousy from his brother. He does actually have his vision for his kingdom.
Yeah.
Even the fact that he defended his brother to another, you know, lord shows that there's still a respect for authority and hierarchy there. And to be fair, he hasn't, he took the dragon's egg, but, you know, there's a bit of jealousy ruling there, but he didn't really do damage. And when it was a choice of having to, you know, hurt his niece, he just gave it back and said it wasn't worth it, kind of thing.
Yeah, which I admire.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see his character develop and find out a little bit more about, you know, his motives and what he really wants in the end. And to be fair, this crab feeder looks like, you know, a bit of a sicko. And I do feel more comfortable with Daemon leading the charge against him than with King Viserys. So who knows? We'll find out. Slowly the law's unwrapping. It's early days, but I feel like the next couple of episodes we'll pick up a bit.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, remember to leave a like and stay tuned for episode 3 coming next week. We'll see you guys then. Take care of yourselves.
See you guys.